Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is the King Coda, and welcome to another video. In today's video, we'll be going over Hu Tao. Things how to prepare for her, specifically. I won't be going over her abilities, for one thing. That info's out there, it's been leaked already. But also, MiHoYo doesn't want us talking about unannounced details on characters. So I won't be going really over her abilities. She's kind of a Berserker class unit from the looks of things. And through my artifact guide and whatnot, I think you can see basically what she does. Alright, let's get right into it. So Hu Tao is a 5-star pole arm unit. She is Pyro, and that's about all you really need to know for looking into how to build her. We'll first start off with the weapons that you should get for Hu Tao. Now, number one for the blue stars that I've seen people talk about is the Black Tassel. And this is because it has an HP percentage substat, which HP percent is very good for Hu Tao, just like it's very good for Zhongli. The only thing I think is bad about this is it increases damage against slimes by, 40 to whatever percent, 80%. That's not all that important. Something like the White Tassel with its crit rate, as well as increasing your normal attack damage, I think is better for 3 stars for early game. But at the same time, we're talking about early game. You're eventually going to stop using a 3-star and start using other weapons. So talking on those, the 2 crafted weapons that everyone likes are the Prototype Grudge and the Crescent Pike. And the Crescent Pike has to be one of the best 4-star pole arms in the game. The only problem is it is a physical damage bonus pole arm. Now, the special effect of it is very good. After picking up an elemental orb or charged particle, normal and charged attacks deal an additional damage equal to a blank percent, whatever refinement rank of attack for 5 seconds. This is very good, especially because this bonus damage can crit independently of your normal attacks. However, you are losing out on this physical damage bonus substat when there are other pole arms that I think are better suited for the substats. Similarly, the Dragon Spine Spear, unfortunately, I don't think this is her weapon. Maybe it's a weapon for maybe like a 4-star cryo pole arm user that might be coming in the future. I don't know. But it's not going to be for Hu Tao. Physical damage bonus. She cannot take advantage of this. Also, she does Pyro, so you aren't really going to be able to getting the extra bonus for the cryo-inflicted enemies for the Everfrost Icicle. The final crafted pole arm is, I think, a very good sleeper pick for Hu Tao. It is energy recharge, so you'll be building up your ult a lot better. And after using an elemental skill, it increase your normal and charge attack damage by 8% for 12 seconds. Max of 2 stacks, which you'll only be getting 1 stack with how her supposed thing works. But you'll be increasing your charge attack damage after you use your elemental skill, and after you use your elemental skill, you want to be doing charge attacks as Hu Tao, supposedly. Allegedly, as they like to say on Business Blaze. I think this is a very good sleeper pick at higher refinements, especially. Would be a great pickup. The last, of course, semi-free-to-play item is going to be the Death Match. This is semi-free-to-play because it is tied to the Battle Pass. However, I think you should be getting the Battle Pass because it is a great bang for buck. I understand not everyone wants to put that money into it. Perfectly fine. Anyways, it has crit rate as a substat, meaning you don't have to get that as a substat for your artifacts. Instead, build crit damage. And its perk, if there are at least 2 opponents nearby, attack is increased by 16% and defense is increased by 16%. If there are less than 2 opponents nearby, attack is increased by 24%. This basically means that you will always have a perk active. You don't have to do anything special to activate this. Just by being in combat, you will either be getting 16 to 24% attack. So people don't like it because there is that variance of 16 to 24. However, I think this is a fantastic pole arm, especially for the way it can cover some of your weaker artifacts with that crit rate substat. The Royal Spear is one of the next tier, the semi-pay option. It costs your Star Glitter exchange, your Masterless Star Glitter, the stuff that you only get like 5 for a duplicate 5-star. Or 4-star, sorry. It's kind of a bad one, not gonna lie. It does have attack percent for the stat, but I believe it does not have very high base attack. And upon damaging an opponent, increases your crit rate by 8% for a max 5 stacks. So 5 hits gets you a 40% crit rate increase. But as soon as you get a critical hit, it removes all stacks. So you're back to whatever you were at before. It's not as consistent as if it had crit rate as its substat. I think that would be a lot better. It's, I think, a very hard miss, especially compared to the other Battle Pass pole arm. But even then, I do not think the Black Cliff is all that amazing. Going over the items you can get in the wishes, these are items that you have to get. First off, there's the Lithic Spear. This item is not out yet. This item comes out, I believe, in the next weapon banner, the one that will have a 5-star weapon that we will be talking about. This could be a very good option, especially if you run more than one character from Leeway. For instance, you could run, say, Hu Tao with Chi-Chi, Kaching, and Xingqiu, just as an example. Then you'd be getting the maximum benefits of it. Again, this is not released, so I cannot tell you anything about its stats or capabilities. Favonius Lance. This is an interesting option. This is definitely much more so a support type weapon, and I don't think it's one that you'll be utilizing. It will gives you an insane amount of energy recharge. Is extremely good for support Zhongli. Not really what you're looking for Hu Tao. Dragon's Bane, I think, is going to be an amazing option for DPS Hu Tao, because it will increase your damage against enemies inflicted by Pyro. And as a Pyro polearm wielder, she's going to do that a lot. This, I think, is great. It's great on Zhangling. It'll be great on her. Now, let's talk 5-star polearms. I do not currently own a single 5-star polearm, but I will tell you, based on how weapon scaling works, any 5-star would be better to put on her than any 4-star. Maybe not with the substats, and you might have to work it out if you have more than one polearm wielder. Like if you have Zhao and Hu Tao, you're going to give your Primal Jade Spear to Zhao, and that's perfectly fine. But if you only have Hu Tao that you're willing to use, any of these work. The Primal Jade Spear is a fantastic one, building in crit rate into it and doing a massive amount of damage, as anyone that has it with Zhao can tell you. Skyward Spine is basically the Big Daddy Favonius sword. It also has the effects of the other Skywards, where it does bonus damage anytime you are normal or charging attacking, which you will be normal or charging attacking a lot as Hu Tao, so you'll be triggering this a lot. It could be one of her best in slots. Vortex Vanquisher, I don't think is going to be that amazing for the sub capabilities, unless you're running her with somebody like Zhongli to give her a shield, in which case you will be then getting the benefits, and it could be pretty good. And then the Staff of Homa. The Staff of Homa is her pole arm. It is her best in slot, as well as Zhongli's best in slot, in my opinion. It has crit damage as its substat, so you'll be able to run more crit rate and not have to worry so much about crit damage, which I don't know about you, but for artifacts, I only get crit rate. I hardly ever get crit damage. It also has a sub-ability where it will increase your HP by 20%, which Hu Tao loves HP, and then it will add your HP to your attack. This will massively change how characters like Zhongli and Hu Tao operate compared to when they don't have this. And I think this is what you want. It's going to be on the very next weapon banner here in only 2 days in the time I'm recording this. pick this up. I mean, don't. If you don't want to spend money in this game and you don't want to get scammed, the weapon banner is a scam. I'm going to be pulling on it because I want a Staff of Homo for my Zhongli and Hu Tao. You do not have to do this. There are plenty of free-to-play options. But if you are a fellow whale, you're going to miss out if you don't pick up the Staff of Homo. That being said, let's talk about artifacts. There are a few artifact sets that I think you could make an argument for working on Hu Tao. One of them is the Crimson Witch of Flame set. This set will increase your pyro damage by a bonus of plus 15%. It will also, as a 4-piece set, it will increase your overload and burning damage by 40%, increases vaporize and melt damage by 15%, and when you use an elemental skill, it will increase the 2-set bonus of 15% by an additional 50%, which would then max out up to 3 stacks. However, you will not be getting that max 3-stack bonus as Hu Tao's, and I'm not too sure if her E counts as a trigger at all to get that 50% even at all. I believe you have to hit an enemy with your E ability in order to trigger this. I could be wrong, but Crimson Witch is an option, definitely at least as a 2-piece. And then you could pair this with something like the Noblesse Oblige in order to get more damage on your elemental burst. So you could do a 2-and-2. You could, of course, just run a Gladiator's piece, where you'll be getting a plus 18% attack bonus, and you'll also be doing 35% more damage with your normal attack. I don't think that's what you want to do. Hu Tao's all about her charged attacks, so you'll be actually missing out if you do your normal and charged attacks, but it's an option for those of us that don't have, every artifact in the world. The Bloodstained Chivalry is an interesting one. Not as a 2-piece, because again, you won't be able to use physical damage as Hu Tao, supposedly, allegedly. But as a 4-piece, after you defeat an opponent, charge attack damage is increased by 50% and reduces its stamina by to 0 for 10 seconds. I think this is going to be more of a showcasey type build, where you're specifically going to try and get this as much damage out of her charge attack as you physically can. I think that's more what they're going to do. Or they accomplish the exact same feat with the Bolide set at cheaper, I think. So it'll increase your shield strength by 35%. Again, if you're going to pair with Zhongli with a Vortex Vanquisher, I guess. There you go. While you are protected by that shield, you gain an additional 40% to normal and charge attack damage. I think that's a valid way to run with it. However, the pieces that I am going to be running with are what I have on my Zhangling right now. It's the Lava Walker set. When the game first came out, I thought these resistant pieces were kind of useless. And then I saw with characters like my wife's Kaching that this is kind of how you're wanting to build your character, is if they're a main DPS that infuses their attacks with that element, this is what they need. So the Lava Walker as a 2-piece will increase your pyro resistance by 40%. I guess I won't get burned to death as much anymore. But as a 4-set piece, it will increase damage affected by pyro damage by 35%, which again, all of your attacks will be doing pyro damage, so you will always be getting that 35% bonus. For cheap, very easy. And you can save your Crimson Witch of Flames that you'll be farming at the exact same time for somebody like Diluc or Benny or Zhangling, those characters. Kiki, or not Kiki, Klee. That is my opinion, her best set. For substats, I'm looking for anything that will give me higher crit rate, energy recharge, and HP. So I have crit damage and energy recharge on this feather. Really, it's the only decent feather that I've had drop. So that's what I've been leveling, and of course I've rolled into defense 3 times. So I'm going to be looking to replace this. The Hourglass, I'm wanting one that has HP percentage, and I just haven't gotten a single one to drop, and I've run this dungeon for the past 2 weeks. This is the only decent one that I had drop HP-wise. It's attack percentage, but it has HP percent as a substat. Maybe if I roll into that with every level up, it'll be okay. I'm looking to replace this, hopefully, with an HP percent with like some crit damage, crit rate as a subs would be great. The cup, you're of course wanting pyro damage and any good substats you can get. With the cup, you're kind of asking for the stars to align for you to get something as good as actually, I don't think that's on my account. My wife has a fantastic cup that has perfect subs and the element that she wants, but you're asking for a lot whenever you're looking for that, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be getting the wrong element for that cup. You know, you're gonna be getting the hydro set piece with geo damage or something like that. Lava Walker's headpiece is pretty alright. It is crit rate, which is what I'm looking for, because I'm going to have the Staff of Homa, hopefully. And that'll therefore equal out with that. And also be getting crit damage, hopefully, as I roll into this. I'm hoping it rolls either into crit damage or HP. I'm still farming the dungeon, looking for the perfect pieces, and I'll be actually doing that right now if you're watching this video while it goes live. I'm over at twitch.tv/thekingcoda. And yeah, I'm gonna be working on building out my Hu Tao. This one's better. I don't know why I had that other. This is a better Lava Walkers. So come hang out. Come tell me what you're prepping for Hu Tao. For her books, allegedly, diligence. So when these come around on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, make sure you farm up these. I'll be farming these up on Tuesday, also over on my Twitch. And you also want to farm the new Geo Vishap boss. You could break this up between going from the Geo Vishap for his drop to the Pyro Spine for its drop, and just kind of go back and forth in order to get enough of each drop. Or if you're a fellow degenerate that spends too much money in this game, you can buy what's called the Dust of Azoff. This is an item that was just added in 1.3. And with this item, you can convert rocks from one element to another. So while you're farming the Geo Vishap, all the rocks it drops for you, you can just reconvert over to the Pyro Rock that you need for Hu Tao. The last thing to really focus on getting for Hu Tao is her special item. Whenever you level up a character, they require something special. Like how Zhongli requires Core Lapis, for instance, how Ningguang requires these Xingxin flowers. I hope I pronounced that right. I never pronounce these words right. For Hu Tao, it is the silk flowers. And you can find the silk flowers near Liwei Harbor, the Wangshu Inn, and whatever that other place was. But what I've been doing in order to farm these is I go over here to the Wangshu Inn, come down here and talk to boss. I don't know why our characters call her boss, but she's boss. I guess she's a boss lady. You can buy them from her, which can help speed up your process, but bear in mind, it is 5,000 gold to buy them out. And then after you have done that, if you choose to, like I said, it's just a speed up tactic. Jump down towards here, land here, grab these two. They come in 2 per bush, and you just want to run this route backwards, back towards Wangshu Inn, grabbing all of the silk flowers that spawn here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it because I don't know if she's gonna need these also for her talents. I believe the talents just require that last material, the mob drop, which for her is gonna be the Whopper flower juice vial things. So after you grab all these flowers, I don't think there were some on this side of the bridge, right? No. Okay, so after you grab all those, you're gonna then teleport over here in Liyue Harbor, and we're gonna grab all the ones that are down here. And you don't have to do this every day. I believe you need 186 in total to level her from 1 to 90. And I'm just making sure I have some extra beyond that, so the next character that needs them, I have a bit of a head start. Grabbing these glazed lilies is also a good idea. And if you are doing the battle pass, you have a weekly that has you pick up 100 of unique items in both Liyue and Mondstadt. And you can fill that out pretty much in one day. By making sure you grab these special items that characters use for their essential. Anyways, I'm gonna grab the rest kinda in my own time. That's it for today's video. I'm pretty sure I covered every ounce of what you need to prep for Hu Tao. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comment section down below, or if I think of it, there will be a comment pinned down there telling you what I forgot to talk about. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Hu Tao, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.